The only place where one can find God is in reality. He's nowhere else. The only place that we can find him is in reality. In tougher times, in times of frustration or doubt, when things don't seem to go our way, we start to play the should game. I should have done this, I should have done that. Had I known, I would have X, Y, and Z. We should all over till we get exhausted or until the circumstances finally change and we don't need to anymore. But God can be found only in reality, not in the ideal of what could have been or what should be now. The apostles are tossed on the sea by the storm. The winds are against them. Some of them probably knew better than to get into the boat, which is why it says that Jesus made them get in the boat. There was probably some hesitation. And there were some fishermen among that group. They knew that a storm was coming. And so they were hesitant, knowing that this is not going to be easy. And so it doesn't make sense for us to go right now. But yet they go. And as they're being tossed in the waves, I can imagine that there are probably a lot of thoughts about the shoulds. We shouldn't be here. I knew better than to come out here. But remember, God can be found only in reality, not in what should have been. In this reality, in the storm, Christ comes to them and he doesn't apologize. He doesn't say this should never have happened. Instead, he says, take courage. It is I. Do not be afraid. He doesn't apologize to Peter, a man experienced on the sea, a man who knows better than to test the waves. Instead, Peter, setting the shoulds aside for just a moment, as if to play a hypothetical game, decides to trust what he sees in front of him. Some see a ghost, but as if to say, okay, this is what we have. This is what is, so I'll play along with it. As if to play the cards that he was dealt, he says, Lord, if it is you, command me to come to you on the water. If this is the reality we're in, you must be here. If this is the circumstances you've allowed to be, you must be able to provide. Shoulds be darned, this is where we are, so you have to be here. And he says, come. Peter shouldn't be able to stand on the water. He shouldn't be there. He should have just thanked God that he hasn't already died on the water. Yet he stands where he is before the living God. God can be found only in reality. So be where your feet are. When we're baptized, we're given a call to holiness, as if God says himself, I'm going to make you a saint from this day forward. Not, I might make you a saint, or it could be possible, we'll see. No, I will make you a saint if you let me. And we do something dumb. We start looking for the road that would lead us there. We start hunting it down, wondering how God is going to do this. We get convinced that circumstances need to change before this can actually happen. But God is in reality. God doesn't love the saint we could be someday. He loves the sinner sitting in the pew now. He isn't in the marriage that we should have. He's in the one that we have now. He doesn't bless the family that we could have had. He perfects the one that we're in now. He doesn't speak in the prayer life that we should have, but he works in the one that we give him. The road to holiness isn't hard to find because we're already on it. God isn't oblivious to the ideal. He's truth, goodness, and beauty himself. So he's not oblivious to what could be, to the perfect. He knows the ideal, but he himself is not an idea. As a result, you have something you need right now from God to make you a saint. In fact, you have everything you need right now. It's the promise of our baptism, and it has not been revoked. God knows the storms will come. The suffering of this call is going to be there. The storms, some of which can be avoided, but some simply are going to be there. When we enter into them, hang the shoulds. Don't bother solving problems that no longer exist. Be where your feet are, and there you will find that your feet are already placed on the road to holiness as they were meant to be. And there you will find the help you need. And if you want any proof of that, you can find where your feet have led you today.